gearing up for a major comeback, man. Now, I did a video yesterday kind of breaking down my beliefs in Caitlin Clark possibly not coming back this Tuesday for alternative reason, dealing with Ari McDonald. She could, you know what I'm saying? Like, that could be a possibility, but me personally, I don't think she is, but don't be surprised if she do. You know, we cannot rule that out in this whole situation, and Caitlin Clark could possibly make a return. I don't think she will, man, but let's head on over to X. Let's see what Chloe Peterson.
The Indiana Fever witnessed significant developments today as star players made their comeback to team activities. Reports indicate that Caitlin Clark has rejoined practice sessions after her recent absence from the court. Clark wasn't the only notable return, as point guard Sophie Cunningham also participated in today's training session. Cunningham had been sidelined the previous week due to an ankle injury, with limited updates available regarding her condition until now. The simultaneous return of both key players signals positive momentum for the franchise.
She's running towards a ball. Doesn't seem like it's much. Oh my God, Bree Turner's jump shot is broken. But is Ari McDonald still there? Yeah, she's still there. And Sophie Cunningham is participating as well. Where is... Okay, Sophie Cunningham is up here with... Or is that Lexi? No, Sophie Cunningham's there. Sophie Cunningham is there actually behind Bree Turner, which means one of them is missing.
Speculation surrounds Clark's potential game return this Tuesday, though alternative scenarios involving Ari McDonald's situation could influence timing decisions. While possibilities exist for an earlier comeback, current assessments suggest caution regarding immediate game participation. Chloe Peterson provided crucial updates through social media channels, confirming that both Clark and Cunningham took part in the media-accessible portion of practice activities. Additionally, head coach Stephanie White returned to her coaching duties after a brief absence.
Put out moments ago, guys. Shout out to Chloe Peterson, man. She's number one with keeping everybody in tune with what exactly is going on with the team, bro. So she stated both Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are participating in the portion of practice open to the media today. Stephanie White is back as well. So it looked like Stephanie...
The circumstances behind White's temporary departure remain unclear, though media interactions scheduled for today may provide clarification. Her absence had raised questions among followers and team observers. Austin Kelly received recognition for his exceptional defensive coordination during the recent matchup against Chicago Sky. His tactical implementation resulted in a dominant performance that significantly limited opponents' scoring opportunities. The defensive showcase highlighted the team's depth and adaptability.
If Ari McDonald, one of them is going to be out for the game, by the way. One of them is going to be out for the game. And if you guys have been looking at WNBA.com, they have considered both of them game time decisions. Both Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark are game time decisions for this game. And it's going to be a big one. It is going to be a big one because this is not an easy game. The Dream are good. Like, you got Alicia Gray, MVP candidate. I would still sit Caitlin Clark out for this game. I would genuinely...
Social media responses reflected optimism about the returns, with supporters expressing relief about seeing players back in action. Comments emphasized hopes for White's well-being and praised the team's resilience during challenging periods. Lisa Salters, married to coach Stephanie White, was notably absent from finals broadcasting duties due to personal matters. This information emerged yesterday, adding context to the family circumstances affecting the coaching staff. Kelly's temporary leadership role during White's absence demonstrated seamless continuity. Observers noted his ability to maintain team chemistry and tactical execution, with some suggesting the coaching transition appeared effortless.
Now, it's unclear why Stephanie White had left, but I'm pretty sure once she talked to the media today, we're probably going to find out, man. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we're going to find out. Let's check out what some of these comment states, man, up under this post right here. Good to see them back practicing. Hope all is okay with Stephanie. Me too, man. I hope.
The Indiana Fever organization recently launched an innovative streaming platform, offering fans direct access to select regular season games and complete match replays. This service provides viewing options across web browsers, tablets, and mobile devices, including upcoming contests against Atlanta Dream. The streaming initiative represents a significant development in fan engagement, allowing supporters to access live content and review previous performances. This technological advancement enhances accessibility for followers unable to attend games in person. Current team positioning shows positive momentum, with recent victories building confidence within the organization. The timing of player returns coincides favorably with this upward trajectory, potentially strengthening the roster for upcoming challenges.
I'm really sick Caitlin Clark out because like there's no point rushing it, and she's gonna get full court picked up by Ryan Howard anyway. And I'm like, this is not the game you want to run when you're testing out an iffy leg. It's not. Let's be honest. It's not the game. It's not the game you want to be. You want to test out a pretty iffy leg in. But yeah, it's all around a good enough sign for the team.
Ari McDonald's situation remains a critical consideration for team management. Her impressive statistical performance, averaging 9 points, 4 assists, and 5 steals per game, has attracted league-wide attention. These numbers represent significant contributions that other franchises will likely pursue. The challenge of retaining McDonald becomes increasingly complex as her market value rises. Her current productivity level positions her as one of the most sought-after players available, creating urgency for contract negotiations. Team officials face difficult decisions regarding roster composition and salary cap management. Finding creative solutions to secure McDonald's services while maintaining team balance requires strategic financial planning.
All is well with Stephanie White, too. Shout out to Austin Kelly for putting on a defensive master class against the Chicago Sky, bro. I just got to keep it real. What he was able to orchestrate was simply sensational. I think Angel Reese might have performed one of her worst games ever, bro. Like, shout out to Austin Kelly, bro. Good news. Thanks, Chloe. Thanks, Bree, even breaking in practice like shit. I don't know what's going on with Bree Turner, man. Me personally, I wouldn't be surprised if Bree Turner get.
The combination of returning stars and emerging talent creates optimism for sustained success. Clark's eventual return, coupled with Cunningham's recovery and McDonald's continued excellence, strengthens the team's competitive position. Practice observations suggest players are maintaining fitness levels and tactical understanding despite recent disruptions. The seamless integration of returning players indicates strong team chemistry and professional preparation standards. Looking ahead, the timing of Clark's game return will likely depend on medical clearance and strategic considerations. While this week presents opportunities for comeback scenarios, patient approach may prove more beneficial long term.
Because again, game time decision right here when it comes to Caitlin Clark. So Holly Winterburn she hurt herself. Obviously, Christy Wallace is gone for the season. But both Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark are game time decisions. And considering the fact that Ari McDonald is practicing, like she cannot play if the two of them are back, by the way. She cannot play. The second that they get cleared, Ari McDonald gets cut. So, if they cut Ari McDonald today...
The organization's recent streaming launch demonstrates commitment to fan engagement beyond traditional broadcasting methods. This innovation reflects modern approaches to sports entertainment and revenue generation. White's return to coaching duties stabilizes leadership structure while maintaining tactical continuity. Her presence ensures consistent messaging and strategic implementation as the team navigates crucial upcoming fixtures. The defensive improvements showcased during Kelly's leadership period highlight system effectiveness and player adaptability. These developments suggest robust tactical foundations that can withstand personnel changes.
Gets cut, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Say Lisa Salters, who is married to Fever coach Stephanie White, will not be at the finals tonight for personal reasons. George Sabano. Yeah, so look like Stephanie White's significant other was not at the finals either, broadcasting. This is something that came out yesterday as well, too. Say the Fever didn't miss a beat with Austin Kelly stepping in for Stephanie White. He stated, I feel like they've might have more.
McDonald's statistical excellence continues attracting attention from rival organizations, emphasizing the importance of swift contract negotiations. Her steal average particularly stands out as elite-level production in professional basketball. Team chemistry appears strong despite recent absences and lineup adjustments. Player interactions during practice sessions suggest maintained relationships and professional commitment levels. The streaming service launch timing coincides strategically with increased fan interest and player returns. This technological advancement positions the organization favorably for future growth and engagement initiatives.
If they cut her today, the Fever, by the time the 10 days are up, by the time the 10-day the wait period would be done, they can sign her and for as much money as anyone else can. By the time the 10 days done, I think that's even without cutting anyone. I think they can sign her. But yeah, it's a
Recent victories provide momentum foundation for integrating returning players without disrupting successful formulas. The balance between established systems and star player incorporation presents interesting tactical challenges. White's coaching philosophy and tactical approach remain consistent despite temporary absence. Her return ensures continuity in preparation methods and game strategy implementation. The combination of player health improvements and organizational innovations creates positive outlook for remaining season activities. These developments suggest comprehensive approach to both on-court success and business growth.
Into the same person. Shout out to him, man. Let's head on over to the Indiana Fever X account. Look, see if there any more footage that has been released, man. But shout out to the team, dog. Like, my thing is, I wonder what's going to happen with Ari McDonald at the end of the week. Like, that is going to be the biggest question, bro. I believe Caitlin Clark come back some point this week. I don't see her exceeding past this week with injury. This is just my prediction. I believe she come back at some point this week.
Contract negotiations surrounding key players will likely intensify as performance levels demonstrate market value. Management faces critical decisions regarding long-term roster construction and financial commitments. Recent reports indicate that Caitlin Clark has returned to team practice sessions following her recent injury. The information emerged approximately 34 minutes prior through Chloe Peterson's reporting. Clark has been observed participating in practice activities, though the extent of her involvement remains unclear. Questions persist regarding her availability for the upcoming game. Most analysts believe her participation in tomorrow's contest appears doubtful. A full return to competitive action this rapidly seems improbable given the circumstances. Nevertheless, witnessing her engagement in practice activities provides encouraging signs.
It's a very, very interesting one. It is an interesting one to see what happens with Caitlin tomorrow. Look, I'll take an L at this stage of the season. I would have rushed her back. I would have rushed Caitlin back if they lost. If they were 3-5, I would have rushed her back. If they were 2-6, I'll admit it. I predicted them to go 2-6. I predicted them to be 2-6. However,
during the observed session, Clark was seen taking shots and moving toward the basketball. Her activity level appeared limited in scope. Meanwhile, other team members were also present, including Bree Turner, whose shooting mechanics appear problematic. Ari McDonald remains with the squad, along with Sophie Cunningham's participation in the practice. Cunningham's presence during the session was noted, positioned behind Turner during drills. This arrangement suggests that roster decisions may be pending. Either McDonald or another player faces potential exclusion from the upcoming game. The WNBA website currently lists both Cunningham and Clark as game time decisions for the approaching matchup. The scheduled opponent presents significant challenges. The Dream possess substantial talent, including Alicia Gray, who represents a legitimate MVP candidate. Given these factors, many observers would prefer Clark remain sidelined for this particular contest. Rushing her return appears unnecessary, especially considering the Dream's aggressive defensive approach led by Ryan Howard.
But as of right now, the biggest question is what is going to happen with Ari McDonald. You know what I'm saying? They got to finesse a way to sign her, bro. They have to at this point. Finagle away, some type of way to keep her on this damn basketball team, bro. Some way, shape, form, or fashion, bro. Indiana Fever State. Follow us on everywhere. Which
This matchup presents unfavorable circumstances for testing an uncertain lower extremity injury. The Dreams' physical style of play, combined with their tendency toward aggressive tactics, creates additional risk factors. Howard's defensive intensity could pose particular problems for Clark's recovery timeline. The roster situation remains fluid, with multiple players dealing with health concerns. Holly Winterburn has encountered her own injury issues. Christy Wallace's season has concluded due to injury. Both Sophie and Mason Clark face game time status decisions alongside the ongoing uncertainty surrounding Clark's availability.
It is, like, it's a big one. It's a big one that she doesn't get hurt. This game doesn't matter that much. Bree Turner shooting the ball, yeah. I mean, it is grim. It is grim watching her shoot the ball. Like, everybody else at least has somewhat, like, oh my God. If I was the fever, I'd say, Ari, just wait 10 days, we'll sign you back. Like a strongest indicator, we get that whether or not one or both of them will play.
McDonald's roster position depends entirely on the clearance status of her teammates. Once Clark and Cunningham receive medical approval, McDonald's spot becomes vulnerable. The team could potentially release McDonald immediately, then re-sign her after the mandatory 10-day waiting period expires, allowing them to offer competitive compensation. This scenario could unfold without requiring additional roster moves. The organization retains flexibility in these personnel decisions while managing salary considerations.
Just social media is growing, man. They might be one of the leaders. Which of the highlights presented by Lexus was your favorite? Let's check out these highlights. Hopefully there ain't no music, man. Oh, gotta kill that. Shout out to Aaliyah Boston, man. She's been showing up and showing out too this upcoming basketball season. Now they did launch, so for those of you guys, I meant to make a video about this last week when this news came out. So the Indiana Fever started like their own streaming service, so you can watch every game.
The current season record influences decision-making processes. At this stage, accepting occasional losses seems reasonable rather than risking long-term health consequences. Earlier in the season, with a hypothetical 3-5 or 2-6 record, pressure to rush Clark's return might have increased significantly. Initial season predictions suggested a 2-6 start was possible. However, circumstances have evolved favorably. The upcoming game, while important, doesn't warrant excessive risk-taking. Turner's shooting struggles continue to present concerns for the team's offensive capabilities. Medical assessments suggest positive developments. Clark's practice participation indicates her injury likely represents a minor issue, possibly classified as a grade 1 strain. Such injuries typically heal without complications when managed properly. Quad strains of this severity rarely cause long-term problems.
Tomorrow they look good to me. One of them has to miss the game. One of them has to miss the game, otherwise Ari's gone. Obviously, Caitlin Clark's cleared to practice, which means, and with the type of injuries that she has, like, she's actually dressed, like, she's dressed to play. I'm surprised that she's running around with no leg support or anything, or just even just not brace, but like just something to kind of warm up the.
Among potential injuries Clark could sustain, this appears among the most manageable options. Proper recovery management could transform this short-term setback into a long-term benefit by emphasizing the importance of pacing and injury prevention strategies. The coaching situation has stabilized with Stephanie White's return, providing additional positive momentum for the organization. This development contributes to overall team stability during the recovery period. Future matchups may present more favorable circumstances for Clark's return. Games against teams like the Liberty, featuring players such as Tash Cloud, might offer less physically demanding environments for her comeback. The Dreams' reputation for physical play and aggressive tactics makes them a challenging opponent for any player managing injury concerns. Their approach emphasizes contact and intimidation, particularly problematic for players in recovery phases. Personnel decisions reflect broader organizational challenges from the previous off-season. Roster construction issues have contributed to current complications. Turner's acquisition has proven questionable in retrospect. Despite Cunningham's positive contributions, alternative options like Sia Rivers might have provided better value while maintaining roster flexibility. The offseason's roster management decisions continue affecting current operations. Smith's departure, combined with other moves, has created the present predicament where valuable players face potential roster exclusion due to salary and roster limitations. These circumstances highlight the importance of comprehensive planning and roster construction in professional basketball. Short-term decisions create long-term consequences that affect competitive positioning and player development opportunities. Current roster dynamics force difficult choices between capable players. McDonald's versatility provides different skills compared to Cunningham's contributions. While Clark's return makes Cunningham more valuable than McDonald overall, McDonald's specific skill set addresses certain needs more effectively during Clark's absence.